Welcome to the double toybiz Spider-Man action figure review. So here we have two Spider-Man toybiz figures. We have this one right here, then we have this one. We'll start with this one first. This figure is really good for posability. It's a really fun figure. I sometimes just grab and fidget it around because of just how fun to play around it is. It's not too complex, pretty much. It's still really good, but so it has quite a few points of articulation there. You can put it into some pretty good poses, and it's really good, honestly. Like, look, you can make it have flippy hands, and look, flat, flippy. That's so good because most toybiz figures, if not all, had that joint, and it's really fun to just play around with, you know. It has a good joint. You can kind of pull it out just a little bit so you can get more articulation. The head, that's the only problem with the head. Doesn't move up too much and it doesn't move down, and also the side profile's kind of wonky. Some might like it, some might not, but yeah, it's pretty good. But you know, and then this, you know, it's reflecting a lot, wait, but it moves a little bit up and down, but it just can't get too much into like the, you know, the super crunched like McFarlane kind of poses and all that. The legs, I think the legs are probably one of the best parts. Look, it has toe joints, so look, you can, like, it's even you can even move like that, and yeah. So it's fairly hard to get into that more crunched poses, but like mid swing is probably the easiest one, or landed, or all of that. It's, you know, but it's still a really good figure. I would definitely recommend it. Yeah, it's pretty good. Let's compare it to the sizes of figures. Here it is next to the Wolverine, toybiz Wolverine. As you can see, there is quite a bit of a height difference, which is weird. I feel like it could be swapped around there, you know. But I mean, this figure right here is more later into toybiz. This is much earlier. This is Spidey Classics. And I'm pretty sure this one's 2006, this is 2001. So this is more very end of toybiz. This is very early into toybiz. And here he is next to Big Ben. I mean, there's a pretty good height difference there. We obviously compared this with the last video. Still, I like the height difference with these early toybiz figures. They seem to go much better together. Here he is next to the Sentinel of Liberty, Captain America. There's a pretty noticeable height difference, but I don't mind it, since Captain America, usually he's taller than most other heroes, but actually noticing something. The blue looks a lot darker on camera, even though it is quite bright in real life, so yeah. If you've noticed already, and you've seen the other video, this seems to be a little out of order. We've done posability first, then the height difference, but now we're going to go on to paint application. Paint application on this is very good. There's a little bit of highlights. It's just a little bit visible, but I like the highlights. It looks very good. It's not too noticeable. And the paint application for the webs, it's fairly good, but on the arm, it doesn't look like they have any paint wash at all. Like, and there seems to be some worn down paint over time, because there's not much red there. And the face doesn't have much of the web lines at all. It's not too noticeable if it's like from a distance over here, but if you look really up close, in real life it just doesn't look like that. But on camera it looks so much better. Still, I think the back logos, it all fits into its little area, and it's a really good paper application. You can even see they painted the elbow, and they molded it, and they sculpted it, so that's pretty good. Oh, one final thing before we move on to the other figure. Web shooters, look at that, that's pretty cool. Alright, and now we're on to the other figure. You can see this one, it's more on the normal body mold, which does not have any web lines at all, except for the feet, which does have the web lines, and the face, which does have it. It makes it a little mix match, but it's not too bad. But you know, the posability is pretty much the same, except for this one just kind of catches on the thing. So if I move it this way, it's hard to get it back. Still, can move a little bit. Won't get into the thing. It's a little worn down, so this is just moving like that, and it still does have the joints there where you can move the fingers down. And this head can also barely move. You know, this moves, all of it moves pretty much the same, except for it's just a little bit different. Here he is next to the Wolverine. Since this figure is the same height as the other one, you can see there's a pretty obvious difference here. And guess who's back? The Sentinel of Liberty, Captain America. As you can see, there's also a height difference, but this one seems to be taller because the head somehow is just always looking a little bit up. And here he is next to the Big Ben himself. Height difference is pretty much the same, except for the figure looks a little bit taller because the head always looking a little bit upright. Alright, time to move on to something else. Paint application. As you can see on the elbows here, they did paint it, but and then the paint application's actually really good for this figure. The face is all filled in, as you can see. There's no white specks and all that. The shoulders are pretty good. Then all of it's pretty much painted, except for, well, the back logo looks a little bit wonky. As you can kind of see, that bottom one right here looks a lot bigger, like it's more of a nub than a little thing there. So that's my only real gripe with it. And maybe the fact that they didn't put lines here to differentiate. Like at the end of this web red thing, there should be like a line or something there, but still it's a really good figure. And yeah, it's all painted good. Right, and that's where we end this video. Now you may be thinking, why is this figure lying down? Well, because if we try to stand him up. Oh, okay, well that's the actual time that he fucking stands up. That's a great time to say that he doesn't stand up. It's really hard to stand this dude up though. Because sometimes, look, it's strange because I feel like it'd be easier to stand him up. But apparently not. So, now, which one do I think is better? I mean, it's pretty obvious. It's this one. It's definitely this one. This one wins with a landslide. Paint, like wash there, the little highlights. It's so good. Oh, I love it. I love this. I love it. I love it so good. It's the main one that I display. The other ones just I use for gimmicks and stuff. Like I stick it on my fridge. But this one, it's a really good one. I'm pretty sure this is the repaint first edition one because the eyes are there. And you may be asking, if you're watching this video, where are the accessories? Well, it didn't come in box, it just came with the two figures. So, yeah. Now, you may, if you have watched the last video, you may be thinking, wait a second, you said there'd be Iron Man. I never said that, I showed that, but they're still in the mail. Alright, they're still in the mail. They'll be coming eventually. Oh shit, I said there. Now you know the secret. But they will be coming soon. One day. I think it's coming in a few days, like 5 or so days. So expect to see a review of that. But I might do a Redux review of the Human Torch figure as well. Because last one was kind of shit, to be honest. He was really bad. I hated it. So, yeah. And goodbye. I hope that you either watch some of my other videos or subscribe. Thank you.